What?
No, we didn't get the loop.
Yeah.
What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by Alpha Clinic Online. AlphaClinicOnline.com is the go-to clinic for all things male and performance enhancement related. Go check us out. You don't want to go see the doctor. You don't want to go see a lot of different things, and make sure that you're going to us. We can make sure that you're taken care of. And yeah, I don't really know what else to tell you guys about that, but just come check us out. We're not inside the world's greatest cigar lounge. We're at the crib Memorial Day, so just chilling. If you got a barbecue or anything that you want to let me know about, probably about an hour I'll be able to come and partake in your food, eat up your groceries. That's what we do around here. Yeah, had a great weekend though. So hope everybody else had a great weekend. I don't know what y'all stuff was like, but I've been hanging out with siblings all weekend. Hold on, Big Game. Yes, I'm trying to share this everywhere. Oh, you didn't have mine up there. Oh, cool. But trying to figure out like we had I guess now let's go through the whole protocol normally thing. We're trying to get to 6,000 subs. We are, I believe, 205. Yeah, 205 away from 6,000. Getting closer each and every day. I want to make sure we get to that. Once we get to 6,000, we'll give away $500 to somebody live on the show. We'll also do a $100 members only giveaway. So those are my greenies. We have about, how many members we got? That's wrong. We have 121 members, so we get that. So 21 people who will be eligible to win $100, as well as the number of likes that are on the show. So the likes sometimes are big. When we get to football season, the likes get a lot bigger. Obviously, there are more eyes focused on what we're doing during football season as well. Again, check us out. See where we're at with that. We will do a 7,000, 8,000. Every time we get to an increment of 1,000, we give more money. So, okay, yeah. Shout out to FSU baseball making it to the regionals. This is also me right here trying to figure out somebody to give me some barbecue, so I ain't got to pay for it. Want to be, black people. This was also me over the weekend. So what I told everybody is that we had my half sister got married, and she had her wedding reception, and then finding out, and basically I was the one guy that nobody really knew outside of my brother and my sister, but her uncle knew who I was. But I'm basically cousin James, or Big Game, instead of just Big Game. So this is if you go to any black family reunion, you just got to let them know what Spanish people. I don't know what Spanish people are like this, but you just say that's your primo, but everybody's cousin, or I'm cousin such and such. So
usually somebody's son.
Oh, that part.
Correct son.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But it was the weekend was wild. It was funny because like I did meet the mom. The mom didn't say like one word to me. Like it was kind of weird, like a little interesting. Like, but I get it. I kind of look like my dad. Like I think I got the picture of all three of us. That should have been one of the things I sent you, Miles. Yeah, so this is my half brother, my half sister. Does that make her my full niece? Hey, it doesn't matter. Can you be a half? Can you be a half uncle? Does that make sense? Like I don't know. Yeah, this is my niece. Okay, yeah, like right. That was kind of wild. That was weird. Like honestly, even at the dinner, right? I was people would have been like, "That's not big." And cause me and Josh, so Josh is my brother. Like we were sitting there, and we was just laughing and keying and talking and just chopping it up. You would have been like, "Man, they talk the whole goddamn time," and it's just random shit. Like, and then what happens is when you're trying to like find things that are like synergies and stuff like that, like people make bigger, like they're happy for everybody. They make bigger deals out of things that are probably just more coincidence than us just being alike. Like we both ordered the stuffed shrimp. Like I don't know, it's a big ass menu, but as I told him, the shrimp is good. Like it was the Columbia restaurant. I really wanted a oh man, not a, damn, what is it called? It's not a roast con pollo. It's the roast con pollo with basically seafood and everything else in it. A paella. I wanted a paella, right? But the paella and the roast con pollo takes 45 minutes to make. So like I didn't want to wait 45 minutes for my fucking food. Like, but the shrimp is, but the yellow rice was good, man. Like, so like I fucked that shit up. But you know, he did that. We both ordered the old fashioned. Just something I ordered. I don't know if that's like makes us more related, and then you know, but there was a lot of shit that we talked about. Hold on. Okay. Oh, his niece graduated from. Shout out to Till Dog niece graduating from Charles. Um, you know, for a while it was like that she probably like a little ink in the milk bowl out there at Charles, man. It wasn't a lot of black people. It's probably more black people at Charles now than it used to be, but that was a wild school. But long story short, that's my I love to bring the parties together. Both of them have white partners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Josh has got a. Josh was engaged, but he's no longer engaged to that girl. He had another pilgrim, a porcelain princess. I ain't gonna lie, man. He got one. She was nice looking. She was a good one. She was a good one. Quinn, who is married to my sister. I don't know how to describe Quinn more than Quinn kind of reminds me of Chris, like with sporadic. Like people don't know Chris is actually a big guy with sporadic. He does it, but he's you know when he has his hair out, he has the white boy hair, the little slick thing.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. But Quinn's cool as shit. I got some cigars for him at my mom's. Like everybody smokes cigars and whatnot. So it was a good little family gathering. And I hung out with them on Friday, hung out with them on Saturday. They came to the cigar lounge. And then we hung out yesterday. They was grilling and barbecuing.
I got to see your father because these.
Oh,
That
I didn't shoot you.
y'all got the same forehead, the same smile. That little girl could be like your daughter.
Yo, real talk though. That's how Kyla looked when she was
really?
like chunky with the cheeks and shit, like kind of tall. Like that's how Kyla. When I saw her, I was like, "Yo, that's a little chunky." That just like because Kyla was chunky during that 5 to 6 age, and that's she's 6 years old. So hold on, I gotta. Well, let me see if I just type with that number. I know I got pictures of him somewhere. What is his name in my phone? You know, I didn't have my dad's number saved. Like it was just, I just know it was like a 614 number. I don't really. Here, I'm gonna send this to you. My dad. Oh no, he's in Ohio. Like this, we're not. He's not smiling in this one. So it says the file is non-existent. Anyways, just trying to find. Maybe he didn't send it. I don't know. I thought I had a picture of him. but he dark. So they got that heavy on because they mom's dark too. But I'll find a picture of my dad. I just don't know where it's at. But I, allegedly, I look like him. But I just let. They say it's in the eyes and whatnot. But where? Oh, okay, I got this picture. So let me download that picture. All right, it's uploaded. I'm about to email it to you now, so you can put it up there. But anyway, so Josh lives in Tennessee. Alex works at the home that my grandmother, the old people's place where my grandmother lives at right now. So it was wild beating them up. Kai and Kalani is the baby girl's name, would probably destroy a home. Like Kalani was rough and she was active and stuff like that. But yeah, so I just emailed you the picture of my dad, me and my dad, last time I saw him. So we talked about, they had a lot of questions about James Sr. And so I like to just just put that little bow tie on. It was fun. I'll probably hang out and kick it with them a little bit more. And
wow. Yeah, he's not smiling, but he can.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's Senior.
Yeah. I can imagine him with hair.
Yeah, he's never really had the hair.
Oh, really?
Um,
And he's a bigger dude.
Yeah, but what's crazy is, so when he was in the Marines, he was like more Josh's size.
Okay.
So he got bigger as he got older. But yeah, but like what's the smiles and all the other shit and the mannerisms,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
like,
right about the eyes.
It's kind of fucking crazy. Even with me and Josh, like I was like, I looked at the picture, I was like, yeah, we both got our teeth showing. Like, yeah, it's kind of wild. The teeth structure is crazy. But what's crazier is these motherfuckers were literally 5 miles. At any given point in my life, they were 5 miles away from me.
I mean,
like under 5 miles. Like that's the wildest thing in the world to have siblings. Like that's like Big Daddy. When people talk about Big Daddy got a family across town, this motherfucker legitimately had a family across town. Like like I've walked from like the projects that I was at to like the neighborhood that they're supposed to have been from. Like when I was a youth, we walked everywhere. I have no idea how I got so far with my 2 feet in some places, but yeah, it's just it's interesting. And then have his uncle, that uncle knew who I was, and they was telling stories about shit. And like they watched me play football. Like that's kind of fucked up. Like, so yeah, it's very interesting, very very interesting. But going for it. Can we stop telling these lies, these elite lies? Like what? Like I get the black women. Y'all hate black men. Some of y'all hate black men. Everybody else likes us. I got to show the Umar Johnson's wild. Umar's over here like, you let them lie to you to hate your black men while they been over they pink punani in front of them and getting it bust wide open. But can we stop this thing about black men hated Serena Williams and thought she was ugly, and we made Serena like do the stuff to her face now that she's doing it to her? Like, because one, I thought y'all don't do that kind of shit for us. Y'all do that for yourselves. And two, it's a fucking lie. Like I had to tell this bitch, like Jamie Foxx, 2 consecutive years made a whole sketch serenading Serena, saying he wanted to be her tennis ball. And all black men love that. All straight men love that. Now there's a couple, the men that like the flat iron booties, but like, real men, we love Serena, dog.
Yeah, I've never heard that sentiment ever. Not from a single man.
Yeah. Till Dog said it looks like he'll fight you for looking at him. Like my father, probably. That's what you're talking about, my father. And apparently Josh likes to fight and there's a bunch of other shit. But like, those are the things that happened my weekend. It was cool though. Like they grilled the fuck out of some food, bro. I was like, we ate. I'm mad I didn't. Now, I say this. Josh's old lady made baked beans and they were good.
Okay.
Look for before a culture of people who basically colonized the whole world for spices and salt. Like we could have probably just put a little more, little more.
They could be watching this right now.
They could be, but I'm just saying, just a sprinkle of brown, a little more brown sugar. But she was good with everything else. She put the meat in it, like she had the ground beef. Some people don't like the ground beef. Actually, you know what? If she had put grape jelly in it, grape jelly would have took it to the next level. But it was good though. I put it on. Quinn burnt the hot dogs. I was very impressed by that. I didn't know white people burn hot dogs because I've seen some white people eat. Like right now, do you know that they're eating carrot? They're like doing shit to carrots to make carrots look like hot dogs.
Why?
I don't know, but I know if I bite into a fucking hot dog, expecting a hot dog and it's a carrot, I'm murking everybody at the barbecue.
Yeah, vegan. No chill.
But like, but Quinn burnt the hot dogs, and I was appreciative of that. I don't know if that's do white people burn hot dogs? Do y'all eat them like y'all eat light skinned hot dogs? Because I can't eat I need my hot dogs well done.
I don't know. I was listening to a podcast. Some chick said the burnt part of barbecue is cancerous. I was like,
I
get
don't
that shit
care.
out of here. Get it all the way out.
I
of
know
here.
what a hot dog. I know the hot dog is not necessarily the best parts. I don't eat the hot dog for the nutritional value. I eat the hot dog because it tastes good and it tastes better burnt. So it could have. I mean, any charred meat has cancer. That's what the vegans want you to believe. Like vegans don't listen to vegans because vegans hate their vegan lifestyle and they want you. They're messed up in the head. They need to add the V to the LGBTQV. They want you to think like them. Have you ever noticed them? Why you can't just say I'm eating a mushroom? Why it's got to be a vegan steak?
Misery loves company.
Like no, you gave up your right to eat steak. You don't get to tell me this tastes like this. This isn't vegan chicken. This is vegetables. You eat your vegetables the way that they were designed and just go from there. Luke said he burned. Luke says he burns his glizzy. Pause. Like, yo, that's crazy. But nah, they had but shout out to Quinn. Quinn did something in barbecue. The first thing in barbecue history. You ever seen you've seen burnt ribs before. We've seen food get burnt. But have you ever seen it burnt so bad to where like the bone is burnt, like the bone just evaporate? Like we couldn't. I was just like, he's like, he burnt the ribs. I'm like, cool, no problem. Put a little I'm hungry, dog.
Yeah.
Just give me the fucking charred meat. I put a little barbecue sauce on it. We'll be okay. But I've never seen somebody burn the rib to where like it becomes like he cremated the ribs, dog. Like he put the temperature too hot, man. But then he not boiled them. He broiled them more than likely. Put them in the oven. They were straight. It was seasoned. I was hungry. I didn't give a fuck. But the hot dogs, the burger, they had pork chop. They was just grilling, and then we was drinking moonshine, and we was doing all kinds of stuff, man. We could drink. That's a trait that the family has, man. So, again, just chopping it up with them. That was a cool thing. So, on to the next thing, Mr. Miles. Oh yeah. So shout out to my guy. This is again Alpha Clinic Online. Like again, if you're struggling, man, I explained to them that you can actually have there's BBLs, you can have a BDL. That's what I call them. You can get your dick extended, man. Like you got to go get stem cells. It's about $10,000 for the treatment. I think it's $5,000 a shot. And each shot, particularly they recommend that you get 2. It's semi-permanent. But like you get an inch for each shot, you get an inch length and an inch width. So they shoot stem cells into your penis. You can get as many as you want. You can get as many inches as you want. And it's part of the not care credit. Is it care credit? What is the thing where you can you can get your dick on a payment plan?
Abominations.
So I would, I just if there's something that you need, but I'll tell you this: if you need that fuller D, you do need to go to Alpha Clinic Online, get the hormone replacement, get some of the different things, the vitamins and stuff that we teach you. You can go you can do it without us. You can go get you some ashwagandha. You can go get you some maca root and some other things like that. That probably will help you if you have a decent nutritional thing. But like, if you really looking for that stuff, we can get you because if you have that Fuller D, sometimes the Fuller D pays. And if you're looking at like you out here just slanging D all across the nation and beating O's into people, beating O's up, you could be one of the highest paid defensive coordinators in college football. Adam Fuller is tied for fourth with Georgia's defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann. I don't know why USC's defensive coordinator gets paid $2 million because they can't stop a period with the biggest pads. Al Golden, a lot of Miami fans remember this guy. I didn't realize he was a defensive coordinator in Notre Dame. Adam Fuller is tied with a lot of these guys. He's higher than Texas defensive coordinator who gets $1.8 million. Jim Knowles, Ohio State's. I don't know why Iowa's DC gets paid as much as he gets paid, but the only guy who's higher than three guys higher than Adam Fuller would be Blake Baker at LSU. He just got there. Wink Martindale at Michigan, and Pete Golding at Ole Miss. Again, that was another guy who was I think Pete was a part of Pete was a name that was rumored to be coming to Florida State as well. So Pete, Schumann, like all of these are people that they wanted over Adam Fuller. Because everybody hates Adam Fuller for whatever reason, except for me and my house. We are unapologetic. We are unapologetically fans of Fuller D. And but Adam Fuller definitely do that after this season. Hopefully he'll be bumped up to even higher rate. So again, if you want to make more money, you need to go feel the effects of a Fuller D. Make sure you check out Alpha Clinical online. Dove Kleiman. Again, every time I get some information about NCAA, the new video game, I like to put it in there. Something about this feels awful. Like it makes absolutely no sense. They could have kept some of this shit to themselves, but there is a tiered ranking for how colleges are being paid to be in the NCAA video game. Yep. And so it's going to be wild, but even the smaller numbers still, I would think the colleges would demand more money for that. But there's tier 1 that's just under 100,000. Tier 2 is just under 60,000. Tier 3 is just under 40,000. Tier 4 is under $10,000.
Wow.
What is a university going to do with $10,000 fucking dollars? So I want to put this out here. Let me look in this tier 4 to see if there's any notable schools. No, all those schools probably deserve that, but 10,000 is very, very little.
Is it 10,000 each school?
Yeah, each school.
Okay,
so Duke University gets $10,000 for them being in the video game.
They're going off rankings
from the last 10 years. Basically, yeah, from the last 10 years in the AP. So this is where consistency matters. So the top tier schools: Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Penn State, Utah, and the Iowa Hawkeyes are all in the top tier, all getting paid just under $100,000. Iowa Hawkeyes, again, what people don't realize is the Iowa Hawkeyes are the consistency of college football. They are consistently mid.
Their best team, their best players, their kicker.
Or they have a tackle. They have like they'll put out a tackle, they'll put out a defensive end, but like they're just never one of those schools where you're just like, I expect them to be something. Like
bet the under on Iowa
all year. Like when you put Alabama, like you never think of Iowa in the same sentence as Alabama. Like
crazy.
Iowa and Oklahoma State and even Penn State outside of their fan base are like you're like, these schools don't match. But when you look at what they've done over the last 10 years, they match. USC, Florida State, Texas, Wisconsin, Georgia, the U, TCU, a lot of these other schools like are in the tier 2 range. But again, $60,000 is not a lot of money to a lot of these schools. Colorado's in tier 3. They're one of the school. Georgia Tech, SMU, Wake Forest, who's for some reason in South Carolina, another one. Wake Forest for some reason has been very extremely arrogant. When it comes to they're like, it's wild. Like I've been seeing like they're trolling Florida State fans, and I'm like,
Really?
they're like, when have you guys have just gotten relevant? I'm like, wow. I'm like, when have you ever been relevant? I actually told a guy, he got mad at me. And I said, dog, the only people who are Wake Forest fans are people who go to Wake Forest. Yeah, like you didn't grow up saying I'm a Wake, or you're like your dad went to Wake Forest, or you're something like that. But you didn't just nobody in like Wake Forest fan in Florida is okay. I didn't get a chance to go to any other school. Like nobody offered me a scholarship, but Wake Forest offered me one. So like now I'm going to Wake Forest, and now your family's fans of Wake Forest. Like it's not something that you inherit. Like it's probably one of the worst fan bases to be. Most people, there was a sketch where people asked, "Where is Wake Forest?" And like nobody knew where Wake Forest is. I know it's in Winston-Salem, but you know why I know that? I had to play them a few. The video game actually showed me that when I was growing up. But here's how you know the school sucks. Wake Forest fans won't pick Wake Forest when they get the chance to play the video game.
Yeah, their NFL roster, I can't recognize a single name. Brandon Dortch. No. What about Tyson Clavo? There's some line. Oh, Calvin Pace.
Calvin Pace. I played against Calvin Pace.
Okay.
He was nice.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
It's a black and white photos.
It's a really awful school. And their field used to be a field where everybody got hurt. But that's just more college football updates coming as it slows in. I can't wait till the video game comes in. I am about treating women the proper way. I want women to get the equality in which they want. But women don't really want this. And I'm also of the ilk that I know women are smarter than what they're giving themselves credit for. And they participate in different things. And like they know they can do this because we live in a misogynistic society. If a man did this, if this were reversed, the feminists would be trying to torture this guy. So she didn't take this down. But like I said, she knew what she was doing. So this is Karl Anthony Towns, for those who don't know. Obviously, his initials are cat. And she put, and there's a picture of a pussy, and she's like, it basically that reads, I'm not reading, that pussy is ready. Now, when you look at his smile, and you look at her smile, and you look at other instances in which that could be used, it looked like she ready. Like Rachel Maddow, or Rachel Nichols, excuse me, looked like she ready to get that Fuller D from him. She's ready to make sure, she wants to see if everything is working in the proper capacity. And what's wild is that's how women, I'm ready for the real world to like finally be balanced. Do I get to, in let's say in 10 years, right, when toward the end of the Sexy Llama's career, Angel Reese, right? Do I get to go to Angel Reese to start making off-put like fun comments like that? Do I get to say like, hey man, baby, you only 30, baby, you only 28, but my pussy's old. Like, do we get to say, I was like, she's like, I'm only 28, but yeah, your pussy old though. Do I get to say that comment to her, or is that gonna be like frowned upon? Or when we have a Kidula Adrian Townsend, when she's a basketball player, do I say, "Ooh, that cat looked ready today"? Was that practice and that cat was ready? Like, do I get to say that? Because that's what equality would equate to. And before people get angry, like they're like, well, why would you want? Would you want to say that? Hell yeah, I would want to say that. This shit sounds fun as fuck. That's what I always tell racists and stuff like that. I'm like, well, why can't, like we talked about this? Like, you can say whatever you want to say, but like, do you really want to say it? And then the thing is that they do, but they don't. But like me, I would literally love to just have my good female friends. we have great adult conversations because we're fucking adults. And they realize I'm not trying, just because you're a man doesn't mean I'm trying to fuck every woman that I know. That is exhausting. Also, Lou asked if I played against Seneca Wallace. Yep, first ever game at Florida State.
Oh, wow.
She has rumors of sleeping with NBA players, which is fine. I told my friend Sheena, I was like, yo, the one thing you can't do, you can't fuck the players, man. Because then it's gonna get you. You can't fuck everybody. But they say, what's the girl that Josina Anderson be getting digged down by everybody? That's how she get the leads. She may or may not. Allegedly, I'm saying I don't know if she is. I mean, shit. To me, like shit. Get that if that thing ain't working, you single, like go spread that thing around, get some leads. Only people hating on that is the ones who ain't getting it.
Right.
Like I'd be upset if I knew she was out here getting dick and not giving it. You see her everywhere, and that thing. I mean, the thing is thinging. But you can't have these comments again. Like it's locker room talk, and locker room talk doesn't always get to go both ways. But some of the best jokes are like again, this was really good, but she like really thought she had a banger. She did not thought she did have a banger, and she didn't even like take it off of her story. It was on her story for 24 hours, and but if a guy would have made this same story, like it would have been women who understood it and would have laughed at it, but then it would have been the loud vocal minority that have been like, "You should not say like that. You should not talk to women like that." And I say, "Fuck y'all." Like, the shit's funny. What's not funny is the fact that again, women, will. I tell every man, go get a blood test, and don't because a lot of things that we use, that baby don't look like me. I'm dark skinned. He's dark skinned and I'm light skinned. Like shit like that. That's not good things. But there are some women who are diabolically ain't shit, and they'll cry when they cry and they lying. And here's a situation where a famous footballer, that's what they call it, I'll talk to this in a second. I'll address that in a second. Y'all got to come in here early. You know what? Fine. Before I get to the perils of that, I'll talk about my high school kids. Cam Caldwell, shout out to you being a greenie, first and foremost. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if that your cousin is his father or if that's your uncle. I'm cool with your uncle, man. Like I liked him. I mean, not cool with him personally. I actually didn't mind Caldwell, the defensive coordinator, for the Jags. That's the kid's daddy that he's talking about, his cousin. His dad was the defensive coordinator for the Jags.
Oh, I thought you were making a name joke.
That's really the kids.
Oh, wow.
Because I got confused at first because Florida State offered him. And I'm like, so I forgot Caldwell was the DC. I just thought it was Dave Caldwell, who used to be the GM for the Jags, whose son also goes to bowls, but plays lacrosse. We call him D1 Dave. No, these are quite pilgrims. And the Caldwells, the D1, the lacrosse ones are firmly white transplants. Okay. This is a purely colored kid that is pretty good. The first quarter, like if we're really being honest, Bowles won 14 to 7 with the varsities. Even though we Tremel and Jamie played 2 drives. We put everybody out. We our corner, we had one corner who will be our backup, or he'll be our star. He won the 200 and he's a state champion 200-meter runner. Probably gonna go to college on a track scholarship. Motherfucker can't catch a cold butt ass naked in Wisconsin. I mean, in Wisconsin in the wintertime with wet basketball shorts in an ice pond. He would not catch a cold. He dropped 4 interceptions, 2 of which should have been pick sixes. But Bowles is pretty good. They're going to be okay. But what we saw was we actually thought we were going to get our ass whipped because of how many players weren't going to play in that game for us. And for it to be 14-7, and then our twos are just better than what they have backed up. But Bowles is getting a kid who's gone viral. He's not really an 8th grader. I mean, he's really supposed to be in 9th grade now, but the bitch is 6'4", 230. Like he's nice.
God.
But he'll be a ninth grader next year, and he's going to bowls. We thought we were going. He wanted to come to Mandarin too, but he's already enrolled at bowls. But to answer your question, I'm sure he did fine. You know, I think they moved him more to a linebacker position this year than he is at safety, though. But he's got all of the tools to be good. So that's my breakdown of your cousin. Rivals couldn't give you that. But going back to this DNA test stuff, get it done, guys. Women, stop fighting it. Because if you're really not hiding nothing, just go ahead and just say, you know what, cool. I think you should also do an STD check. Like, don't just take the word for it. These bitches is lying. The clap is getting out of control. It's like a standing ovation right now with the STI world. People who say that they've been fucking, and the amount of bodies that women are starting to have these days, like it's really confusing. Like I thought too many dicks fuck up your pH, but apparently it doesn't. It only fucks up your pH when your body ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Women will tell you, oh, like, because did you see the thing with the girl who got cheated on by her boyfriend, and then now she's got 15 boyfriends? Like you fucking 15 fucking 15 dudes at the same time, man, your vagina smells like sanitation. If I'm to believe what women are saying, but most of the time I don't believe them. Like I'm just.
And what about those 15 dudes? Like he fucking them up just to make someone.
Everybody has but the crazy part is like I've never understood the logic in all of that. I got cheated on, so I'm gonna go fuck everybody. So you just gonna be a pass off. Like, where's your self-esteem? Like, I'm cool. Like, if you like that, I say on the show all the time, I love whores. Like, go ahead, do your thing. Nothing wrong with hoes. Hoes are necessary. They're in the Bible. Like, hoes are necessary to the advancement of cultures. But like, you're not making that guy mad. Like, he's sitting here believing now that, you know what? I made the right fucking decision.
Exactly.
That's all it does is just compound. Like, okay, man, look at her fucking everybody else. She was just fucking me at one point. Now she's fucking the world. Like, but this is the thing that's a terrifying thing for most men. Not one, not two, but all three of this man's children by his wife to the woman that he's married to. He is not the biological father. He has taken all of the kids, like, and then because then when women come in with this this unrighteous guilt trip, well, the kids weren't involved. Apparently, he wasn't involved in the kids either. Like, you know, he shouldn't just walk away. Those are his kids. No, he should walk away and make the person whose kids these are accept the responsibility. Like, these kids learned a valuable lesson. Stop dating hoes. Like, and to be able to live with this and be able to say, this is what's diabolical. So like when women see these kind of things and they say shit like, I want to go with the bear. Like, this is what we have to show them. We like, you guys do realize that there are really ain't shit women out here on this planet.
Right.
And this woman can have a lot of good things that she's done in the world. But what she just did was she just created 4 villains. Because he's not going, like, it is impossible. It would be impossible for him to trust another woman with the amount of wealth that he has. And, you know, he just literally raised and changed this person's life because soccer players get paid that bread. And they're African. Like, I don't know. I think she's African. Looking at her, she's original African too. But like, you know, you could be in a fucking hut somewhere or like somewhere else. But like now you're just sitting here like he changed your life. And these sons, like now, they're going to be like, yo, damn, my daddy just left me. And he's going to have to tell them the truth. No, daddy did not just leave you. Like, we don't know where your daddy is. But like your stepfather unwillingly left because I thought you were something of mine. I want to go have my own kids. And it's just a sad situation.
That's awful. Well, and she can't collect child support. So she's, unless she knows who the dad is, I'm imagining.
Who knows? And that's what's wild. Because again, what else is she lying about?
Yeah.
And again, her pH, are it 3 separate dudes or is it all the same dude? Because like you're getting how many? This is the scary part, and what I don't think people catch. Like in order to get pregnant, somebody got a nut in you, right? I'm sorry if this is the descriptor. Hopefully nobody's children are watching this right now. But like you letting multiple, and it's not just typically a one and done. It is multiple guys shooting your club up numerous times.
That's true. That's true. It's not usually the first time.
Yeah, like you felt comfortable enough with your side piece to let him come in you while your husband was doing it. And so now nobody knows whose it could be. And we have to assume that you're a classy lady and you only have one, but you have 15 of these motherfuckers like the other bitch. It's an evil world that we live in, man. Londa B is to speak irrationally. Whatever he chooses to do, he's well within his rights. So if he leaves, let him go. Them kids still have a mom and a dad who are responsible for him. Yep. It ain't my responsibility. But it's tough, man. But I'm gonna tell you about a beautiful woman who has stopped using the excuse of everybody's hating on me, everybody dislikes me, and now she has gotten focused. Now that she is focused, she got rid of a little bit. She was Sexy Red of the track world. By the way, Sexy Red with black hair actually looks sexier. And the baby has done her some good. Like she getting a little thick. But Sha'Carri Richardson is who I'm talking about. And everybody was like, oh, it was just a little bit of weed. It was just this. They shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have smoked weed. She didn't go in not knowing that was a banned substance. And so she did it. And it wasn't her first time smoking weed. She probably smokes weed and she just got caught.
Yeah.
Shit happens. I said, shut the fuck up, sit your ass down, and just dominate. And when she stopped talking and stopped blaming everybody, she became unfucking beatable. Like, look at this shit right here with her on this track. She's in this ugly mustard green fit. Not the greatest start, but she's skedaddling.
And we keep an eye on the middle of the track, but it's Julian Alfred now with the lead. But here comes
I mean, she's doing like Usain Bolt type celebrations. Like she's like winning comfortably. And the person to her immediate left was the last Olympic champion. And she's leaving her in the dust. Like, so she's out here getting after it. She's getting money. I can't wait for the Olympics to start. The actual Olympics start on my birthday. So, like, I think she's going to have a very good summer. As long as she make sure she's not smoking that wacky tobacco or doing anything else. Because I'm going to tell you this. What I really believe, and I hope to not be true, or even if she's doing it, I don't give a fuck. She still got to work hard. Hey, man, she wasn't running this fast when she was good like that. She might be taking some kind of banned substance, but I just hope she doesn't get caught. Like, but get your bread. If you ain't everybody cheating at some point at that level. Like, but they're all trying to get these results and things like that. I am so happy for her. She's doing the thing. So I hope she continues to do her thing. Actually, while we're looking for this, Miles, can you pull up? Damn, what's baby girl name? The sexy llama. What's the sexy llama's name? Angel Reese. Mm-hmm. Angel Reese got banged up the other day. So Angel Reese, like the girl who did it to her, got kicked out of the game. And I want us to see this. We gotta stop. Again, this goes to women's sports. Like women, the more you guys are gonna get your praise and your accolades, we gotta stop writing these fucking think pieces. This shit's annoying. I'm not saying just on the root and all this. I'm talking about on social media. People are going to break you down. People are going to critique you. People are going to say, like, Caitlin Clark is supposed to be one of the best basketball players. You know what happens? What happened to LeBron for the last fucking 20 years? Have people just let LeBron be great? Have people just said, hey, we're going to do this? Like, they've talked about it every week.
That's what it is.
So, but women, when you guys aspire to do more and you keep climbing, they're going to talk about you. So, yeah, let's play this clip. Apparently, that was the second time. But we can show that, and that's enough. But so Angel Reese and some chick, I can't think of her name. Like she roughs everybody up. She's like one of those. She's a Draymond Green type player, right? And before that, she slammed her down, and like Angel Reese didn't even go back on defense when she got slammed down. She just stayed there, and then this happened again. This was the second slam after the first slam. This is like all in the same set of things. But go ahead and play this. Nuts. Draymond does a lot of different things. You know what we don't have about men? We don't have think pieces. So here's what was put up. So you can go click on that, Miles. And Miles will put it up. At one sweetness. And then she does something too that I really hate when people do. Alyssa Thomas, thank you, did that. Fuck Alyssa Thomas, by the way. Unpopular opinion. Alyssa Thomas throwing Angel Reese down on the court is exactly how older Black women treat younger Black women in many industries, both professional and personal. It's not tough love. It's envy.
Oh, wow.
Like, yo, my God. It's got to be tired. Black men hate you. Black women hate you. So, like, to be a Black woman means everybody hates you individually. Like, do you listen to yourself? Like, have you written down, like, to my sisters and even white women, like, whatever, like, just some of the complaints when you write this shit down, do you never, like, step back and say, maybe it's me? Like, Black women hate Black women, Black men, white men, Filipino men. Like, who likes you?
He said that.
I'm suggesting that this shit is in your head and maybe some of the stuff is individually. There ain't shit people in this world. Alyssa Thomas might just be one of the main shit people in this world. Now, apparently, that's the one who got the bad bitch that played that hoops on another team that was defending her. But, like, you know, maybe she doesn't like you. But, like, I don't know if it's, like, time to go and, like, break this down into other aspects of life. Like, I don't want to I just want to watch the basketball game. Is this how white men feel when we start bringing all these problems? Like, they're like, like one of the greatest scenes in comic, in like comedic act, like 30 Rock was a great show.
Yeah, excellent.
And Alec Baldwin, he shot somebody. But this was before he shot somebody. That's a wow that he shot somebody. Wild. But the white girl, so they had this show, Who Has It Worse? Black men or white women.
I remember that episode.
And Tracy Morgan goes and dresses up like a white woman. And then I believe the white girl, she doesn't dress like a black. I don't think she goes blackface, but she acts black, right? Acts like Tracy. And then they're going and complaining to the white girl, who's the main character. I can't think of her name. And Alec Baldwin says, they were like, who has it tough? He's like, you know who has it tougher? The white man. And he was like, you know, all of you come to me with your problems, and I have to fix everybody's problems. And on top of that, I'm the problem. And I'm like, is this how they feel? Because I don't know, like, this is annoying as shit. And here's what's even more annoying after this woman does this. She cuts off the replies. She got 6.1 million views. She's got no blue check mark, so she's not even getting paid for this engagement farming. Off of this, 6.1 million views, 2.2 thousand just reposted, and 2,000 quote tweets, 12,000 likes, 1.2 thousand bookmarks. This is what she did after she dropped this banger. Y'all are mad, but this tweet has been muted for hours. Why are you responding if the tweet's been muted? Like, why do you care? If you care, you're a care bear. And that's what bothers me, is people want to act like they're badasses that don't care, but then immediately start to care. You can't pretend to not give a fuck and then proceed to give fucks.
Yeah, just stand on your opinion.
And then when you, like, one of the things that they do is opposed to saying, like, maybe this is an individualized thing. Like, when they tell, like, right now, they telling us black men that we don't like Serena.
That's crazy. That's just bullshit.
And black men are telling you that this is bullshit. And the black woman is telling the black man that the black man doesn't like this. I know you don't like this as a black man. You're lying. But if we use that same logic, don't tell a female how to think about female situations.
Mansplaining.
You're mansplaining the men. That's what they love to say that. It happened with the makeup thing. It's a page full of men saying we don't like makeup. And the women are answering saying, y'all don't know what you like. Y'all clearly like makeup. I say, have you ever thought maybe you are trying to look like something to the people who don't like you? Which comes down to maybe it's you. Maybe the lady in your workplaces don't like you. The old black women don't like you because there's something about you that makes them not like you. But I'm going to tell you this, as the women continue to progress into this world in which they want equality and people to watch it, in sports, competition gets the best out of people. And ain't shit moves happen. Cheap shots happen. Vander Holyfield kept headbutting Mike Tyson in their fight. And you know what Mike Tyson decided to do? Bite him in his ear. They're good friends now. It doesn't make Evander Holyfield like a cheap fighter for headbutting, and it doesn't make Mike Tyson's bad shit crazy. So, but it's like some of the shit is just, hey man, do you want to be in this spot or do you not want to be in this spot?
Yeah, it's gonna come with a bunch of new opinions, so that's what you just gotta expect. You know, wild or piece of shit stuff.
I was reading some of the comments on my phone, but like, it's just, can you just be happy one day?
Right.
And like, people are like, they do this in every sport. You be all right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of black women who experience from other black women in the workplace when they should be encouraging us and not hurting or embarrassing us. I do not watch basketball, God bless. Then why the fuck did you bring your opinions to the space where people like, everything ain't that deep. Sometimes it's just what it is. And like, if this is what we're going to be doing, like, you're never going to get sometimes we just want to watch shit.
She would have choke slammed an Asian woman, a white woman. It didn't matter. Everybody.
She just happened to be in that position.
I don't even know if she was black. She could have been Spanish.
And sometimes we just got to stop making excuses for, like, sometimes they're just bad people.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just a bad person, and like she just had when she has a bad day, she gets to slamming bitches. Happens. Like I tell them, you know who leads, you know who has the most domestic violence cases now that they're doing more research on this?
Oh, really?
Same-sex couples. So you can't just blame men. Like, if men was slapping bitches, right? And you're like, I'm gonna be with the bear. You gotta realize that women slapping bitches too.
Also men slapping men.
But yeah, that's a fair. But now what we consider is that's called a fair fight.
Yeah, that should never be.
That's two men bumping. That ain't domestic violence. Again, like, it's just like, I'm like, clearly everyone hates women, including women. Like, so if everyone hates you, you got to take a step back, man. You gotta what is it? You got to break the fourth wall, as they talk about in comic books. So you got to look at this from a different perspective. So, I don't want to argue. I just want to get brunch of basketball.
That would be so.
Like, that's all I want, man. But I'm gonna tell you, a kid who might not be shit, might be shit. Don't really know, but like, this is wild. In the NIL world, 24-year-old Shiloh Sanders forced to file bankruptcy after losing $12 million lawsuit after top fight security of the world, this is BSO, accused him of breaking his neck in 2015. Security guy says Shiloh is hiding NIL money, but Shiloh says only asset he has is a Benz truck. So one of the things that people don't talk about is how NIL, this is newfound money, and somebody may come after you when you're flossing and you're doing all these different things. So what people got to like, and then they'll come back for you later on, and these lawsuits happen. 2-man bump. Yeah, my bad. Pause.
Oh, wow.
The Aces cut somebody. What? Like, well, actually, Londa, I'm gonna be honest with you. We'll stick to basketball for a second. We'll get to this in a minute. People were making statements. If LeBron James got popped for pot in Russia, we would have got him out of there.
Yes.
LeBron James, who we are not sure has ever had a speeding ticket, is the best in basketball right now. Well, one of the best. Like, he's not the best player currently. He's old. He's fucking 40 damn near, so he shouldn't be. But there's a lot of things that people like, he is never been no scandal, never been in any real trouble. And we're comparing Brittany Griner to him, and I want people to remember this. I mean, we can try to Google it. Brittany Griner domestic violence. And I had to ask women. I said, y'all always tell if it were a man over in Russia that beat the shit out of his girlfriend or his wife and owes back child support, would we really be defending this person? And that's what we forget. Brittany Griner literally was arrested for beating her old spouse. Now, a woman can get help and grow from this. But if this were a man, he would always be considered a woman beater. In particular for this, because that woman, Gloria Johnson, who was who beat her. I mean, who she beat. Hold on, I'm gonna read this. May 8th, Brittany Griner wed a WNBA star such and such. 9 months had passed and the couple became engaged. 2 weeks had passed. They were arrested, blah, blah, blah. Some stuff happened in their past. She, I believe, wanted to go and get some dick. She was sneak dicking. And that caused the So just imagine like in a world where a man is married, right? And his wife is getting some pie on the side from a woman. And he beat her. All the community would be active.
Under the jail.
He'd be under the jail. But like she went and like her girl was sneak dicking. And then what was wild is they had a baby together.
Oh.
So Brittany Griner is on like she's got to pay child support and she had to pay alimony. Wow. I was cheering because like for the first time, like now women you want that equality. This is what comes with equality. Is equity in equity in all situations and circumstances. Like you know, most of the time, male athlete gets popped. You gotta pay that child support. You gotta pay that alimony. You gotta pay all these different things. And like, but you know, there was studs like singing Negro spirituals to get Britney to come back. Like they did like Studs United or Studs in Harmony. And they was like swinging and dancing and just singing. And I'm like, yo. Like we would never do this for a dude who put his hands on a chick. So, but anyways, though, going back to that's what we're saying. So what we're going to like Shiloh got into some circumstances back in 2015 when he was still in high school. Shiloh Sanders beat a high school security guard so badly that his neck was broken and he became permanently incontinent. Basically, he could not work. Sanders lost the lawsuit filed for beating in 2016, and he was ordered to pay $11.89 million in damages to his victim. Sanders made a bankruptcy filing in 2023, claiming that his entire net worth was around $300,000, which is still a lot of money for a guy who's in college. You know, is that true, or has he been given advice on how to protect his assets? In other words, how to hide wealth. So, a lawsuit filed in Dallas District Court in 2016 alleged that security guard John, whatever his last name, has sustained severe injuries, permanent injuries, including a broken neck, damage to his cervical spine, permanent neurological injuries, and irreversible things. According to the 2024 filing and bankruptcy proceedings, the injuries were allegedly caused when Sanders elbowed and continued to hit the guard during his altercation. So he beat the shit out of a kid beat the shit out of an adult. Which is why when we talk about discipline and we talk about all these other different things, he would never recruit. Deion Sanders would never recruit this kid that is on his team.
Now they talk about the cornerback who just left. We did the reel about Cormani.
Oh yeah, Cormani McClain. But like Cormani McClain, they may because he may smoke weed and because he falls asleep in meetings is one of the worst people in the world. But Cormani McClain has not beat the fuck out of a security guard. We actually have video. It's the fourth clip. No, it's the Bolt Up Media. If you look at Bolt Up Media on the in that same Wild World thing, we have the security guard talking about the incident. Okay. And Deion has recently come out and said that he's just money hungry. He's all these different things. But again, anybody else in this situation, if your child beats the fuck out of an adult, the kid doesn't get to go on and do D1 shit.
Right.
So let's listen to this. I believe that this is the guy here, and let's listen to what he has to say.
And I said, give me the phone. I'm not playing with you. Give me the phone. So I grabbed his arm, and I don't grab it hard. I just try to stop him because he looks like he's about to walk out of the building. So I put my hand on his arm, and he jerks away like really hard, like, and he grazes me. It kind of grazes me, and he just barely misses me. And then and I'm like, man, he almost hit me. And I didn't see another punch coming because I'm still looking down at the phone. And then he roundhouse me. He resets, roundhouse me, and hit me right in my chest and up and drove it into my neck. And I fell back. I didn't fall down to the ground, but I fell back. I was like, man, Shadow just hit me. And he, and I heard him say something when he hit me. He's like, mother, something. And he hit me and I fell back. And I said, okay, now I got to do something. So I start walking toward him to restrain him. And then I feel two more blows to my face. Boom, boom. And I fall back some more. And I said, okay, now I got to use my grown man strength to pin him up against the glass. So I took my arm and just drove him into the glass. So he wouldn't hit me, because in the state of Texas, if somebody puts their hand on you, you can defend yourself. So I put my hand on his chest, pinned him into the glass, and I said, we're going down to the ground. We're going down to the ground. And he's saying, oh, I can't breathe. I cannot breathe. Mama, he's choking me. I can't breathe. And I'm hearing that. Everything's going so fast. He's like, I can't breathe, Mama, I can't breathe. I said, we're going down to the ground. We're going down to the ground. And I got my hand in his chest right here. And he's like, I can't breathe. Mama, he's choking me. And then he started spitting on me a little bit, and drool is coming out. And so I finally get him down to the ground. He's squiggling and moving around, and get him on the ground. I kind of sit on his buttocks area. And then I said, put your hands behind your back. And I get his hands and I start putting them behind his back. And then that's when the principal comes up and said, Coach, we got it from here. We got it from here. And some other people came around, some staff members, and I stand up and I say, okay, you guys got it, right? She says, yeah, we got it. This is Miss Nash, the principal. And I'm walking away, and within like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, I start urinating on myself.
Oh. Now, a lot of this stuff is very pause-worthy. I didn't realize he was sitting on asses, man.
I mean,
but this has already gone to court and a lot of this other stuff. One of the funny things they're saying is that the reason he lost is that he just didn't show up to the trial. So I've told you guys all of these different things that have to happen. But when you don't show up, you lose. So, like, he could have just shown up. Like, it's like a lot of really things that are out there with all of this. But all I'm saying is this. The big thing is that if this were a guy that Deion was looking for in the transfer
right
portal,
here, it's like, and
if this were a kid, if this happened to Trey Coleman would not be getting recruited. Sorry. We would be painting this kid as a villain. But again, and one of the dope things that Deion has done as a dad is everybody loves. Like, Deion shits potpourri and rainbows.
It's crazy. This is the first time ever hearing of this.
It's wild. And it might be a cash grab. But you know what? You as a civilian, or you have a kid, go try to fight the SRO when you're in the wrong. You're going, like, it reminds me of about 15 years ago. I think that was the bus driver incident. Anybody remember the bus driver? That uppercut, the the little girl? She did something. He's like, you're going to jail now. You're going to jail now. And bam. And everybody's like, you shouldn't hit a girl. Now, the girl should have had some fucking home training. And it worked out for the bus driver. And that's the problem is, y'all kids, like, now, he's lying. I don't know if he's lying about the encounter, but he put, I got a head. He used my grown man strength. And like, your grown man strength ain't working for you, brother, because you got your ass whooped by a teenager. A Division I teenager whose dad, who's got super genes. I mean, clearly the kid is an X-Man. But like,
roundhouse though.
Yeah, when he said round, like, but then I think it was, but he caught him with the elbow.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a roundhouse kick. Because again, when I'm looking at people kicking in fights, like Kevin Hart had this thing where he said, if you get kicked in the face in a fight, like you might have earned that shit. Because like you just got kicked. Like you had to watch the foot leave the ground and then somebody kicked you. But like a roundhouse elbow, a flying elbow is pretty wild in a fight, man.
Yeah.
But it just goes to a lot of Deandra. I hope I said her name right. Deion Sanders is pregnant. That's Deion's daughter, one of them, the one that's not hooping. She says she got pregnant by the R&B singer Jacquees, excuse me. Now I can't really name a Jacquees song, but I know he's written a lot of stuff for people. He's famous in his own right. But she says her son will carry the Sanders last name because they aren't married. And she doesn't want to have a last name. She's trying to be Christian and biblical. Like, not the fucking before marriage part. Doesn't have anything to do with it. But like, you're going to like do this, right? So here's how this will work. Cool. You can, I'm not, no problem. People are like, well, the Sanders last name is more famous than his. All right, cool. No problem. That's dope, right? Here's what we're going to do. I'm not signing. I'll sign the birth certificate. I'll sign the birth certificate of the kid that has my last name. You want that Sanders last name? Hey, your daddy signed his goddamn birth certificate. But like, Jacquees is going to show us a lot about him as a man, how this handles. I do not have any judgment in all of this situation, but I do know this. She has the right to feel as strongly as she would like to feel about this. As a man, I would have the right to, I would have the right to not sign that shit. Now you can go. I'm not saying you don't pay child support. I'm not saying a lot of this other shit. But the minute you sign that birth certificate, whether that child is yours or not, that is your child. So, nah. But it just shows that something in that family gene, speed is important, athleticism is important, but so is it's about me. But whatever. Summertime coming here. Enjoy your days. We got predictions and list Twitter. The undergrad college football decided to put out a list of the top teams or what they believe to be the top teams, and they have it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. They have championship contenders, college football playoff contenders, finished ranked or receiving votes at the end of the season, bowl eligible, fight for 500, and bottom feeders. Should I go in reverse or should I go from the top? How should we do this?
Let's start with the bottom.
So we'll go with the bottom feeders. Okay, the UConn Huskies, the school that I just said nobody knows where the fuck it's at. Wake Forest, the Virginia Cavaliers, the Vanderbilt Commodores. What's for a school that was named after such a badass American? They suck at football. The Vanderbilt name was amazing. Texas Christian University, they're going to be bottom feeders. The Stanford Cardinal and your Florida Gators are considered the bottom feeders. This person has absolutely no faith in the Florida Gators. The fight for 500, Miles, you'll be impressed by this. Boston College Eagles.
Hey.
Arizona State, University of Houston. Wow, they got Southern Cal going from having the number 1 overall pick to barely being 500. Rutgers, Pitt, Minnesota, Michigan State, the U. I think the U would be better than 500, but whatever. Indiana University, Illinois, Cincinnati, Colorado University fighting Deion Sanders, Brigham Young University, Baylor University, Arkansas Razorbacks, Arizona. Those are all the teams that they believe will be fighting for 500. Bowl eligible, Washington, goes from the national championship game to just bowl eligible. Virginia Tech, UCLA, Texas Tech, UCF, South Carolina, bullshit. SMU, Purdue, Oregon State, Mississippi State, Nebraska, Maryland, Iowa State, Duke. I have no idea what that is. It's just a dark ass sign. And Boise State. Yeah, I still can't see it. That's Cal? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. I see it now that you said that. Finished the season ranked. Wisconsin, Washington State, Utah, Texas A&M, Kentucky, Penn State, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, North Carolina State, Michigan, LSU, Louisville, Kansas State, Georgia Tech, Clemson, Auburn. College football playoff contenders. Ooh. This right here fucks up the credibility of this list, but we'll read it anyway. West Virginia. I do believe Syracuse will be much improved with their new coach, but bullshit. But Syracuse is on this. Tennessee, the Tulane Green Wave, South Florida, Oregon, Ole Miss, Missouri, Liberty, Kansas University, Florida State, Alabama Crimson Tide. And the championship contenders would be Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Iowa, and Georgia. I have never in my life, in the almost the 40 years that I have rotated this, I've had a rotation on this Earth's surface, heard somebody say the Iowa Hawkeyes will be championship contenders. There is absolutely nothing for us to believe that Notre Dame should be considered a championship contender. Now, I get Liberty, USF, and Tulane, not because they're the best teams, but they're a group of five and somebody from, and if they win out their schedule, they'll be ranked high enough. We've seen that the last few years, that they can be ranked high enough to be able to get into that. I think Miami being, all trolls aside, if Miami is below 500, is this a safe space?
Of course, always.
If Miami's below 500, they're going to put Mario ass on a little raft and push his ass back to fucking Cuba. They will not allow for that shit. I think Miami's floor is 8 wins. Not their ceiling, their floor. I think they're going to win 8 games next year. I just don't. I can't see their schedule is like not. They're not that schedule is not a below 500 schedule. Like that's just fucked up to even say that, man. Like, yeah, man. Like, oh yeah. That being said, if that were to happen, I would be so fucking. Did I tell you I got a guy really mad at me from Miami?
How?
I don't know. I'm still really trying to figure this out. I was in a spaces hanging out. He was mad. He was yelling.
You've been pretty, like even now you're being pretty.
Like I wasn't trolling. We were actually the question that somebody asked me was, what do you think about Florida State's D-line compared to UM's D-line? And I said, I think UM's D-line will be fine. I think they're pretty good. I say, I just don't know. I say they have 3 transfers. They have Bain, but then their projected starters are 3 transfers. I said, if I have to use the logic that they used against us, but I think the guys that they got to transfer in are actually pretty fucking good. So that was my stance on it. And then we started talking about some other shit. And then he started yelling. It's like 11:15 at night. I'm like, bro. And so I did make an Alpha Clinic joke. I said, but why are you yelling, bro? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I said, dog, why? We just talking. I was like, the more you yell, the more that's not going to make us believe you anymore. And I said, damn, dog, maybe just cool down. Drink some water, bro. And calm down. And that motherfucker got so mad. He started a whole new space. He left our space where we were joking and talking and made a new space and was in that space talking about me and how somebody was dick riding for me. And I'm like, I wasn't in the dick ride. Like, you were just yelling about shit and we were using your examples against you, and you got mad that you was getting tripped up with your own words. And I'm like, bro, like, could be a good guy.
Well, when you're calm and someone else is,
and that's really what was bothering them. Like,
yeah,
like, I'm just like, bro, like, why are you upset? Like, it's 11:15 at night on a Friday. Like, what are we doing here, bro? No, it's a Saturday. It might have been a Saturday. I'm like, it's like, bro, it's kind of late, man. Your wife, your old lady is upset. Like, I want to put, like, if I could ever get it, we may need to get the sound like this. Is like Young Prince. One of my favorite, I got two favorite quotes from the movie Troy. The first one is when the kid comes up to Achilles and is like, that's Syrian. He's one of the biggest people I've ever seen. I don't know if I could ever fight somebody like that. And he looked at the kid. It was the first MFTK moment that I ever seen in a movie, for real. And he looked at, so it's the oldest MFTK moment, because again, this is thousands of years ago. He looked at Jed and said, this is why no one will ever remember your name. And then just rolled off on the kid. Like, fuck the kid's that kid became a loser based off of that. And then he goes to the temple and he's like, the prince wants to fight. He's like, why would I kill you now? And nobody's here to see it. Like, nobody would believe it. He's like, go home, drink some wine, make love to your wife. We'll have our fight tomorrow. Like 11:15 at night, though. You should not be this angry at anything. Not on Twitter, not at an avatar. Like, do y'all realize who y'all yelling at in these situations? You're yelling at the avatar on somebody's screen. Like, they're going to do studies on us one day, and they're going to say, like, man, it was wild in the 200s, but like was it in the what were we 2024? Yeah, in the 20s. Did you know that they used to argue? They used to yell at their phone and nobody was there. Like, you're really upset at somebody that you can't even see, and like yelling and doing all this stuff, and that just makes me questions that I be wanting to ask. Everything all right at home? Like, but it was very interesting, man. But yeah, that was wild. But like, this Twitter is one of the wild things. But speaking of guys who yell and you need to figure out if everything's all right at home, nobody does it better than Mr. Haney. And Mr. Haney is the father of a boxer. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when his son got the fuck beat out of him by Ryan Garcia. Now, apparently, like, some of the hits that the man received, like, it looked like he was just like you ever seen somebody got hit and they're like, wait a minute, that's not normal. What the fuck is in them gloves? He looked like he was getting hit, like it was some steroid. Like, he could taste the steroid blood, like when he got popped. And so, but Mr. Haney, like, was getting into an argument we had on the show about, like, at a certain age, we got to stop saying we street dudes. Like, I don't want to be the guy 50 years old doing the 40-year-old virgin shit. Like, you know where I'm from? 30th is Slauson. Rolling 20s. We fuck dwarves in the ass. Like, I don't want to be saying shit like that. Like, we lived our lives to not have to do this. And he's telling Floyd, I'm a street nigga. I'm 50 years old. And he's like, bro, you proud of that? He's like, your kids be out in the street. But now Mr. Haney has developed this thing about him. And I'm going to play a couple of the clips. And then what's funny is so trollable because it's like, it's unhinged. Like, why are you like this in the middle of the day? Like, bro, there's got to be better shit. But I think it's hilarious, though. Yeah, you got to play.
Come out them bushes hiding and playing and capping. On April the 20th, you were skinning and grinning from ear to ear. You was happy to tell the world about the 3.2 pounds that you helped Ryan Garcia come in overweight with. Now that he done tested positive for 4 PEDs, now you want to head for the hills and go quiet like you in Dubai somewhere. Well, I'm going to tell you, Floyd, wherever you at, what me and the world want to know is, we know you was the middleman to Ryan Garcia's victory, but what we want to know is, are you the middleman to the steroids?
So, like, It's the music.
So,
Floyd.
good camera.
It's very good camera. This is WWE shit.
Yeah.
But it's more to it. So click on the third, because he has another one. Click on the third one, like under Art of Dialogue. So like, yeah, that one. So click on that because the acting was so good that I thought he was literally. I thought it was the same thing. I literally thought Chico Bean was. I didn't. I thought they were the same. I had to watch it like 3 times. So like play it because.
Ryan Garcia, you good for nothing in the sport of boxing.
Ryan Garcia, you good for nothing in the sport of boxing. Starring as Diego in the live-action Dora the Explorer movie looking ass nigga. You wait until your 4th positive PED test to come out and say you don't care if you banned from the sport of boxing and you want to start your own boxing league. Well, what me and the world want to know is this, Ryan Garcia. How come you didn't start your own boxing league before you got in the ring on April 20th and fought my son with them sensu beans in your system? Because you and I both know, Ryan Garcia, if you wouldn't have been in the ring that night off them perk 30s, my son would have beat the tortillas out your ass. So before you start your own league, I hope somebody put their foot in your ass wearing a Balenciaga boot so you can call it the Full of Shit League.
It's the music. So it took me, I was just like, yo, why is he going in like that? But then I realized, like, yo, that's Chico Bean. But he looked just like he looked like he had the voice and everything. I was in that thing crying, bro. Like, he is so angry. But the he said, off the perk 30, my son would have beat the tortilla shells out your ass. But I'm not gonna lie, I did want Ryan Garcia to not like it did not be true because it was hilarious. The fight, like what he was saying, he's like, they just hate on me because I'm pretty. I look better than everybody else. Like they just don't want to see guys. Like the things he was saying, it was like, yeah, if he's not on steroids, he's high. He high out of his mind right now. Yeah. But like now he was on again, one of the best sports shows is Cam and Mace, and they're a little wild. But you know, this is him going on their show talking. This is why I can't be famous because Mr. Handy would want to fight me, but I would be laughing at some of this shit because the shit's hilarious because he did the fuck serious.
Yeah,
like his face he has a permanently mad fucking face. Like, why are you mad, dog? Like, you can't fight them motherfuckers for your son. Your son got his ass whooped. That's what happened, dog. It happens. That's what he is. He's angry. He's Umar boxing. But go ahead.
And my last question is, do you think this law should be wiped off Devin's record?
Yes, it was. He cheated. He cheated. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were shooting dice. Somebody. If you were shooting dice and you found out he was trick dice, what do you think should happen? Should his teeth get knocked out or what? I'm saying this. All right, I'm saying
if you're in the streets, they're gonna kill him if it's the right amount of money.
Right. So you want to
shouldn't, but that's probably what's going to happen.
Get your money back, right? You're supposed to get your money back, and sometimes it'd be even worse, right?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, so if somebody bet on this fight, let's say, somebody bet $1 million on this fight, and we find out he's cheated. How does that work in Vegas? That's a good question.
That would be a problem. And I think that it's probably a problem for Ryan, right? That he would actually cheat and then cheat the casinos as well.
And not only cheat the casino, the nigga bet on himself knowing he was on the shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How does that money work? Do they get that money? They got to get that money back.
See, and that's the thing that's so
but not just not to cut you off, Bill. What about the niggas who ain't in the fight?
That's what I'm saying. Underdog fantasy or anybody.
It's too much money to go back and niggas already got paid out. Imagine you get paid out and they be like, yo, that wasn't right. If you win the bet.
I need my money back, killer.
No, I'm talking about you win and they ask you for the money back. Get back.
they can't.
And see, this is what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying
That's
to
Can
get.
we
that is,
let's get a version
That's
of
what I'm
this
trying to
if
say.
you bet your
Just get
bread
it frozen
and
on
you
the
find
hand
out a
so
nigga
really appreciate like why is he so mad? Like let's just look at, so he's light skinned, good hair, good hairline for 50 years old.
Yeah, facts.
He's rich. This is what the problem has happened to us men in the social media era. We have felt the need to have to prove our manhood and our toughness. But you shouldn't have to. Like, be happy with where you at. You got imagine what was the dude's name? Played for the Lakers, got the championships. He dated Miss America. Damn, he was light skinned. They said Tom Jordan and them used to talk about him. They said they hated him so bad because he was pretty, he was light skinned, good hair, had Miss America, played in the NBA, multiple championships. Like nobody should have that many wins. He's like, they like basketball players like Sam Cassell and Nick Van Exel because they're ugly. They had to work hard for everything they got. Rick Fox, that's it. So you got Rick Fox here acting like he's just the toughest guy in the fucking world. Rick Fox knew he was winning in life. Rick Fox was so smooth that he can divorce Miss America and know he was going to get a better bitch than her. Most men don't like, and was able to pay for his freedom. Most men are just like, nah, man, I ain't going to never get nothing better. Rick's like, fucking Rick Fox. I'm handsome. I've got good hair. I got good skin. I'm light skinned. I can do whatever I want to do. Like this man over here is like trying to find reasons to be angry at life when there's no reason to get angry at life. Your son took the ass whooping, not you. And now you can just say, hey, they cheated. You ain't got to go out here in your car by yourself trying to darken up the window so it look more dramatic.
That is crazy. His cinematography is crazy.
Like yelling at the camera, talking like you doing a WWE promo from the 80s. Like, bro, at a certain point, you just got to just step back and just be like, hey, man, listen, we winning over here. Your son didn't even have, like, because he missed his weight, he didn't even lose his belts. Really? The only thing that got tapped was his jaw and his pride. Because him going overweight, like there was no, like they went into that fight and he knew I couldn't lose. But he went into that fight not knowing that poof, he was like, it is some Dramamine in these fucking gloves. And then talking about like your son, like Floyd couldn't beat your son now. That's the wild shit. But like at a certain point, man, you got to keep telling people you from the streets, man. Like we know at this point. Like people who really from you would know it. Like, oh yeah. Like 50 got shot 9 times. 50 ain't got to tell us he's from the street. This motherfucker guy, there is documented proof. There's a hospital record. Like he's done some shit. And then like the people that he was beefing with, all right. Yeah. They've got American Gangster, like auto documentaries. Like we know who Preem and them is.
Yeah.
Now Ja Rule, we don't have no real, like Ja Rule had like a couple of studio sessions and shit, but like Ja Rule was a Jehovah's Witness. Like we don't really hear like the Jehovah's Witness gangsters like that. Like normally they're not supposed to be like that, but like you ain't got to keep telling us like, yeah, I'm from the streets, I'm from this. Because this is the lies that you got to keep putting up. And I'm so tired of athletes lying. Like I'm tired of Ed Reed coming out here talking about nobody was recruiting. I'm tired of Ray Lewis saying he ain't had no scholarships when Ray Lewis is one of the top 100 athletes to ever fucking play in Florida high school history. Not football players, top 100 athletes ever voted. All-American in high school. Everybody fucking wanted Murder Ray at that time. Even though everywhere Murder went, somebody was fucking dying. He was that fucking good. But now, between Devin Haney's dad having to lie about how angry he is because he's a street dude, and now Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen is a former Ravens inside linebacker. He talked about his free agency experience. He says teams were offering him $17 million per year. Don't know if you guys know how much money that is, but that's a fucking lot. He says he turned it down. He said, I had to make a decision between winning now or getting paid. I chose to take less money from the Steelers to try to win now. You took less money from the fucking Steelers? Like, bro, that's not even a team built to fucking win right now. They got Sierra Husband. We don't know what the fuck Sierra Husband be doing right now besides praying and shit and trying to do other cool things. But like, bro, nobody gives a fuck. Like, why do you're sitting here trying to appease fans that are not going to remember you in 10 years? But you know what's going to remember? But you'll remember that fucking $17 million and what you could have done with that shit. Right. But let's listen to the logic and again. I'm here to tell you he's fucking lying. One, if somebody offered him $17 million legit, bitch, you take that. But man, it's not about the money. It's about the game and the purity of this. It's not about changing my family's life and getting generational wealth that we'll never be back in poverty anymore as the world is continuing to trend to the haves and the have-nots. And if about 20 years, if your ass is poor, your family's never getting out of poor. Nah, it's about the game. It's about winning a ring. It's about these things. It's not about buying my son Jordans anymore. It's about the game. Listen to these. Let's hear if he tells this passionate elite lie like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, day one, like just going into it, you wasn't expecting like any linebackers to sign. I remember when Frankie signed, and then what he signed for, I was like, oh, here we go. He's like just messed it up. But I'm definitely proud of him because where he come from and what he been through, and just for him to be able to get paid and stuff. But I definitely want to be one of the top 3, top 5, top 8. So once that happened, I just knew like from all the 15 teams that I was getting talked to, it came down to like 5 at the end. So it was just like 5 teams in a mix. Some of them was offering some 17s, and then it was just like after that, it was just like, do I have a chance to either go win or I have a chance to get paid? And for me, the difference was like $4 or $5 million. I'm looking at it as like I never been on a losing team before, and then I also don't want to be a part of like anything being rebuilt because I'm trying to win now. Even though I'm young, I'm trying to win now. Because like being around like people like Calais, who was trying to win in a late stage of his career, and like all the other guys that I played with, this is not something that I would really want to do.
It reminds me of something, and my guy Luke said this. It was a very good thing. We were talking about what the ACC gave FSU. They're like, you going to trade it off for $5 million? I don't think people realize $5 million is not $5. Like that is. Hold on. You know how many $40 $5 million is? Sometimes I think we look at things way too complicated, right? We need to dumb it down to something that we can all understand, which is the price of pussy in the DR. That is 125,000 encounters in the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
That is what $5 million is. Like, ain't nobody ask yourself. Women, ask yourself this. You turning down 125,000 pieces of pussy? I don't give a damn how committed you are to your relationship. If some bad bitch comes to you, 125, you're going to. Actually, have you ever heard this statistic, like this, the female lie statistic? So women say they get their DMs, like they get. Let's say the average woman gets 3 DMs a day. Okay. So there's 3 times 365 days in a year. That's 1,095 times. Ain't nobody turning down 1,095 times that somebody is coming at them. You are going to break at least once. So, like, if women are to, again, that's what you have to believe. If you're to believe women are getting approached as much as they are, that's what that would come down to. Now, I just said 125,000 pieces of pussy in the DR. That is amplified by 100 times, is what this man has just said. I'm sorry. You know what? You can win with the Commanders. You can figure it out. I might lose with the Commanders, but I'm getting paid that same check 17 weeks. The playoff bonus isn't like that. You do want to win. You do want to be able to do the best combination of all things. But that honorable shit kind of sometimes goes out the window. Unless you're Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady legitimately took less money every year, but he took less money to stay where he was at and get the weapons around him. But even he, when he had the chance to go to Tampa Bay, he did not go to Tampa Bay on a discount.
And his wife was already rich. Like, he was set.
That helps. That definitely always helps. So we just got to stop lying, man. That's all I want us to do is just tell people, like, you know, it may, if it was about the bread, it's about the bread. If it's not, it's not. But I don't believe somebody offered him $17 million and he just looked at them with a straight face and said, you know what? I'm going to win championships in Pittsburgh. Like, if he was going to win a championship, like if he told me it was down to Kansas City. Yeah. Kansas City offered me $13 million, and I was like, you know what? I want to win a championship. I'd be like, you know what? Bro, that's a good place to go win a championship. And I like Tomlin. And I know what we know Pittsburgh's going to be is consistent. They're going to consistently be just good enough to be able to get into the playoffs or be right around the playoffs. But, man, they're not making no fucking run. Like, yeah, I'm not betting shit on Pittsburgh for the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody beating the fucking Chiefs like that. Have you seen Patrick Mahomes in real life? As long as that bitch got Kelsey. When Kelsey retires, then I may believe, okay, they might be. But that motherfucker's good, man. He may sound like Kermit the Frog, but the bitch is nice. That being said, it's time to stop lying, man. So I hope you guys are having a great Memorial Day. Hope you're eating good food with your folks. Hope this show was fun and relaxing. Hope to see you guys again on Wednesday. If you're in Jacksonville, we'll be talking about the Fuller D and all of its effects on River City Live tomorrow. I just got the text message, completely forgot about that shit. Glad she texted me. So now I won't sleep in. Hopefully your kids are running you ragged because school is out. And hopefully everybody's, again, connecting with people and having a great time, man. So I appreciate you guys for all chopping it up with me, and we will see you guys next time.